Hi, and welcome to Amalgam Nation. This week's vid is a little different from normal. It's something I have never done before. This is my top 10 games of all time. Not saying that these are the best games out there, just saying that these are my favourites from among all the games that I have ever played, and will come from games of almost all genres except for sports games. I don't enjoy them, so I don't spend my money on them. And I don't download them either. In 10th place, I'm kind of cheating here, I have two games, Sonic the Hedgehog and Super Mario. I love both of these games because I have fond memories of playing them with friends and seeing who could complete the level the fastest, or find the most hidden items, or even collect the most coins and rings, depending on the game. In 9th place, I have Dungeon Siege, a game made by two companies that I'm not very fond of lately, but Microsoft and Ubisoft together, they made this game with gas-powered games, I think it was, and it's actually quite fun. It's got great mechanics. I love this game because it was the first non-Final Fantasy roleplay game that I ever played. Even today, when I have more experience with games of this type, I love this game for its mechanics, like I said. In Dungeon Siege, if you have a pack mule with you on your journey, you'll actually see the items it is carrying. They will appear on the mule as saddlebags and then chests and boxes until finally the mule can carry no more. Before I go any further on this list, I want to say some of these games are going to be PlayStation 1 games, and at the moment I'm going to be using the PlayStation 1 emulator to play these games. Please note, I actually own these games. I own every game that I feature in this channel. So in 8th place, we have Spider-Man on the PS1. That's why I warned you that it's an emulator and I own all these games. I love this game because it was based on the cartoon series from the 90s, and the black suit in it was a cheat code to give you unlimited webbing and extra strength, just like it does in the cartoons. In 7th place, we have a game called Ehrgeiz. I think I'm pronouncing that right, I'm not sure. Correct me if I'm wrong, although if you type it in, I won't know because I'm still going to read it as Ehrgeiz. I bought this game shortly after I got my first PlayStation 1. It is both a fighting game and a role-play game / dungeon crawler. The fighting game allows you to play as characters from Final Fantasy VII such as Cloud, Sephiroth and Tifa, and you could unlock Nanaki, also known as Red 13. Or was it Red 8? I always get my Roman numerals mixed up. But anyway, you could unlock him and play as him in the fighting side of the game. In 6th place, we have World of Warcraft. No, this game is not on here just for the sake of it. This game is on here because I loved it. It's an amazing community. It may be hard to get into for new people, but once you make friends within the community, you will be hooked on this game. It's very social. In fact, when I was recording footage for one of my World of Warcraft vids, I got invited to join a guild on a character that I had just rolled. Brand new character, nobody knew I was rolling this character, and I got invited to join a guild almost straight off the bat. So I'd like to give a shout out to that guild, because so far they've been pretty nice to me. I haven't gotten to play much with them, but as I said, they're pretty cool. So shout out to Koskid, hope I'm pronouncing your name correctly, the guildmaster of the Goblin Bashers Guild, who invited me to join them just there on Tuesday, I think it was. Yeah, on Tuesday. So thanks guys for having me in your guild and not telling me not to use the footage that I recorded. That's awesome of you. In 5th place, we have Final Fantasy VII. I've always loved this game. It was the first Final Fantasy game I ever got to play. From the moment I started playing, I was hooked. For this reason, I hope the remake will be as awesome to play as the graphics imply it will be. That being said, this is also the most overhyped of the Final Fantasy games. Fans will say things like, "Oh my god, you have to play Final Fantasy VII. It's amazing," and things like that. Whereas for me, Yes, I love this game. I even cosplayed from this game. I still have the cosplay. But it is so overhyped. It's not as good as the fans make it out to be. But it's not as bad as the haters make it out to be. In fourth place we have Neverwinter Nights. I already did a review of this one when I started this channel. But to put it simply, I love how I can create a fully unique character in this game. Also how you have multiple options for getting past those pesky locks that appear in a lot of roleplay games. In third place we have Skyrim. Quite simply, I love Skyrim because even without mods I can be a mage with heavy armor that is so stealthy that they cannot be detected by anyone. Then there is the awesome modding community out there. With a powerful enough PC and right mods, you can make Skyrim look better than the upcoming Fallout 4 game. In second place we have Final Fantasy IX. On older screens and televisions, this game looked amazing. I still love it though and would gladly pay for a HD release of it. I especially love how the game can sometimes reference other Final Fantasy games, such as a scene where Zidane or Zidane, depending on how you pronounce his name, or if you rename them for that matter, references Cloud Strife from Final Fantasy VII when he's in a weapons store and there's a Buster Sword hanging on the wall. He will say that he thinks he knows a guy with blonde spiky hair who has a sword like this. And in first place we have Batman Arkham Asylum. Yes, this game is in first place because I'm biased towards it. I love everything about Batman. This is my top game because of how much I love Batman related things, and this game allowed me to feel like I was Batman. It really was the first game to get being a hero right. I loved almost everything about this game. Thank you for watching. As always, remember, play to game and game to play.